Hi everyone, this is Fazana from Fazana Slow, and in today's video I'll be sharing with everyone my whole entire experience of waking up at 3 a.m. every single day from the past 6 months and whatever it has affected me. Ugh, flipping heck, why do I do this? Hi everyone, this is Fazana from Fazana Slow, and in today's video I'll be sharing with everyone my whole entire experience of waking up at 3 a.m. every single day from the past 6 months. So if you're interested, then please keep watching. Before we start, I would just like to say to subscribe to this channel if you're interested in kind of videos based on law school, productivity, self-growth, personal development, etc. because I post these kind of videos every single Wednesday at 3 p.m. in the UK time. So if you're interested and you want to be notified first, then please just subscribe to this channel. So when you're watching this video, you might be thinking, why did I actually want to start this challenge in general? And there are a couple of reasons why I wanted to do this. First of all, because of my religious reasons, and if you don't know, then clearly I'm Muslim and I have to wake up at a very early morning to make sure that I'm fulfilling all my 5 obligatory prayers, and the first one begins at around very early before the sunrise, so I have to really do that. And the second reason why I wanted to do this is because I've seen this in a lot of YouTube videos where people talk about how billionaires, millionaires, and all successful people, entrepreneurs in general, they do wake up at very early in the morning. So some of them wake up at 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever actually fits them, they just wake up at that time. So I thought, why not actually do this challenge on myself and see if I can do it myself. And of course, because again, it is a successful person's habit and it's something that many people strive to do but cannot do. And if you can do it, that shows that you're really disciplined and you're somebody who really takes life seriously and has goals and ambitions to fulfill, which is why they have to wake up early. So I think that these were some of the reasons why I wanted to do this challenge. So what was my challenge? My challenge was to wake up every single day for 6 months at around 3 to 4 a.m. depending on when my prayer time was happening. So if it was happening at 3:30 a.m. then I would wake up at 3. If it was happening at 4 a.m. then I would wake up at 3:30 a.m. so to just prepare myself for half an hour and do all the other things that I had to do anyway. So that was basically my challenge for 6 months. I also listed out some people who should not be doing this challenge, because obviously waking up at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 a.m. is not for everyone, and it's definitely a challenge for some people. So I've listed out some people that should not do this challenge. So the first one that I've noted down is people who have insomnia. So definitely people who struggle to sleep, they should not do this challenge if they want to do it in the future. People who are night owls, so people who work better or function better during nighttime, they should not do this challenge. Number 3, I would say people who do night shifts or people who might have jobs basically at night shifts, for example bus drivers or retail workers who do night shifts and etc. I would say the 4th people are newly parents, so newly people who became just recently parents for the first time or whatever, and they have to take care of a newborn. So I would definitely say please abstain from this challenge because your sleep really matters and you should not do this. And lastly, I would say people who are teenagers, so high school students or GCSE students, A-level students, they should not be doing this at all because they need that 8-hour sleep. And this is more for people who are like me, like postgraduates or graduates or undergraduates or whatever it is. So people who are in this list, they should not do this challenge. So now I'm going to be talking about some of the thoughts and impressions or hypotheses that I had before starting this challenge, and I noted them down when I was before I was starting doing this. And one of the first things that I thought that I won't be able to do is the fact that this challenge might be too tiring for me, too challenging for me. I won't be able to sustain it in the long term, and it would definitely affect my mood, my sleeping patterns, and whatever it is, all these things will be affected. And these were some of the thoughts that I had before starting this challenge. But obviously now I'm going to be talking about specifically monthly by month. So I'm going to be talking about how I felt during that month, each and every single month since April to September. Obviously I cannot talk about daily basis because then this video will be like 10 hours long. So I started with April with a mindset on the day, on the 23rd of April, that's when I started. And if you're Muslim, then you probably know that that was the first day of Ramadan. So I thought, you know what, that was the best day that I could choose to really start doing this and implementing this for the next 30 days, because we were waking up anyway at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. So I was really keen to do that challenge because I thought, you know what, it's going to be very easy for me to do it because everybody's waking up at 3 a.m., like everyone in my family. So it was going to be very easy for me to start off. And obviously that shows that I had a purpose, that you know what, I have to wake up at 3-4 a.m. anyway. So that was a really good way for me to really get into that zone of waking up at 3-4 a.m. However, the biggest challenge came up after Ramadan ended, and that was on the 23rd of May or 24th of May. I'm not really sure when Eid was, but the biggest challenge came when I had to wake up on Eid day, and that was the biggest one, because everyone, I would say most Muslims end up actually sleeping on Eid day, and I was that person from the past, I would say 20 years of my life. So definitely I used to basically wake up at 8 or 9 a.m. the next day on Eid day, but because it's a celebration day, so you want to really, because I've been waking up for 30 days straight at 4 a.m., you want to really sleep and get that sleep back and everything. But it was my biggest challenge that day to wake up at 4 a.m. And I remember waking up and I felt like the most successful person in this whole entire world, because everybody in my family was sleeping, or not really, but my dad, my brother and my mom were awake. But anyway, I felt like I just won the lottery. Like, you know, I just woke up at 4 a.m. when most of the people don't wake up at this time, and I was feeling so proud of myself. And I feel like if I did not wake up on that day, I feel like I would not be able to do this challenge at all, because that set the tone that I was very serious about this challenge. And that really gave me that push that, you know what, if you could wake up on Eid, then why can't you wake up on normal days? It doesn't really make sense. So that gave me that incentive, that push, that drive, that motivation and self-discipline to continue this challenge for the next 6 months very easy. So now we are in June, July review, and I remember after the Eid thing happened, which is that I woke up at 4 a.m. on Eid day, it became very easy for me to wake up for the next, I would say 3-4 weeks. I was not having any issues in terms of sleep or in terms of my mood or mental health or anything, because it became very natural to me. However, I was losing purpose as to why I should be waking up at 4 a.m. because it didn't really make sense for me to really wake up and just keep this challenge going for absolutely no reason. But I remembered then that, you know what, I have yet to submit 2 of my research projects from my law degree that I was doing. So that was commercial law and law of international trade. So I thought, you know what, if I'm waking up at 4 a.m. anyway, then I might as well pray to God for the best of the best grades that I can get for that, for those 2 research projects, because those 2 research projects were so important to me. I had to get a first on those. There was no other option. Like, if I didn't get first on those, then I would probably never have got that first class in general for my law degree and stuff. So that was really important for me. So you can see the pattern that you need to have a purpose consistently every single day of why you're waking up at 4 a.m. It can't just be something that you do for the sake of it or to show off to everyone that, oh yeah, I wake up at 4 a.m. It doesn't really make sense. So you have to have a really strong purpose as to why you're doing this, and that purpose was so important to me and so powerful that it had me waking up at 4 a.m. every single day. It was something that I was feeling so strongly about, and I was seeking my Lord to give it to me, and it was something that I was after for the longest time. So for June, July, this is what I was doing. That was my biggest purpose as to why I was waking up. So it didn't really matter to me how I was feeling mentally, physically, emotionally or anything, because that goal was so into my head that I had to get it fulfilled. I had to do all the things that I could do to make sure that became a reality. And so that obviously made my waking up at 4 a.m. like a normal habit, like a second nature in my daily life and routine. And so obviously after getting the first class honors in my law degree, I started slacking off, and there were some days in August where I missed and woke up maybe at 6, 7, 8 a.m. and consistently I've been waking up from the past month at 8 a.m. but of course still waking up at those times, but I would take a nap in between. But I have seen the days when I don't have any reason to wake up at 3, 4, 5 a.m. Those are the days when I would feel like my days are so unproductive. I'm not able to concentrate properly. My to-do list is never getting ticked. Like, I was not doing anything. I was not able to complete anything. My day will be distorted in general and disorganized, and I'll be very unproductive and less energetic in general, even though I may have done exercise on those days. So you can see that waking up at 3-4 a.m. has some magical and miraculous benefits on your health and your day in general and your mood in general as well. So now I'll be talking about some of the effects that waking up at 3-4 a.m. had impacted my soul, my spiritual being. So it definitely has made me someone who is very grateful, more content, more happy, more satisfied with life. And it has made me believe internally that when I wake up at 3-4 a.m. and I'm seeking my creator something, that he is listening to me and he is there for me, he's there to support me even if no one else is supporting me in this whole entire world. So that belief has been installed in me very, very well since then, and it is something that I cannot explain, and it's something that you have to feel it for yourself. The second effects that I want to talk about is of my self-esteem, my mood, and my mental health. So definitely my productivity levels have increased because I feel like I'm more awake when I wake up at 3-4 a.m. for the next whole entire day. I feel like I can do anything I like with full concentration, and of course that has made me feel like I'm a very successful person. I'm able to accomplish my goals with no obstacles and with no distractions and stuff. And what has impacted my sleep, I've mentioned this before, it has definitely impacted my sleep in a positive manner because I feel like I do not get headaches anymore that often. So I used to be that type of a person who would get headache for anything, literally every single day, migraines. But after waking up at 3-4 a.m. I've seen that I do not get that many headaches at all, maybe once a month or something. That is pretty good, I would say. And also it became something that is now part of my daily routine and second nature. So I do have to always wake up at 3, 4, 5 a.m. depending on when my prayer time is. And now I'll be sharing with everyone some of my top 3 tips to make sure that you can wake up at 3, 4, 5 a.m. whatever time is suitable for you in a very easy manner. So the first thing that I would definitely say is that have a purpose as to why you're waking up at 3, 4 a.m. because without a purpose, without a motivation and drive, you will not be able to wake up at 3, 4 a.m. I promise to you, because I've tried in the past. I think 2-3 years ago I tried to wake up at 3, 4 a.m. It did not happen because I didn't have any purpose. Number 2, I would definitely say that please set your alarm in the same time every single day and you're waking up and sleeping at the same time, because that will just make the whole procedure so much easier if you're aiming to wake up this early in the morning. And number 3, I would say please do something creative or something which you love to do in your free time, or a hobby. For example, I like to do my podcast work. As soon as I wake up at 3, 4, 5 a.m., then I have that incentive that I want to do this because I really love and enjoy talking, and I really love doing my podcast work and stuff. So I would say definitely please do something creative or something fun in general. So now I'll be sharing my afterthoughts or aftermath of hold this challenge and what I think about it right now, and in general just giving my conclusion and will I be continuing this. So first of all, I would like to say what are my thoughts after doing this challenge. So definitely I feel like waking up at 3, 4, 5 a.m. has given me more time to do my hobbies and fit in as many things as possible that I love doing on a daily basis. For example, podcasts, YouTube, and all the other things that I have going on privately. I also feel like it's something that is beneficial spiritually and physically, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, whatever it is. Like I feel like I've not seen anything negative in terms of waking up at 3, 4 a.m. It just has given me more benefits. I also feel like that I'm more grateful because I feel like I can use my time more wisely. I can connect with my Lord in a spiritual level, in a personal level, much better than I would if I would wake up at 9 a.m. for example every single day. And I also think that consistency is key, and he has shown me that consistency can lead to big differences in your life. So if you think that, you know what, sometimes you might be thinking, oh, what's the point of doing this thing every single day, it's not bringing any change into my life. But you know what, sometimes consistency is needed to see any kind of results in your life. So this has been one of those experiences for me. And will I continue doing this? Oh, definitely, you bet I will, because this has completely changed my life, as I've repeated this 1,000 times already in this video. So I'll definitely be doing this. And And what's the conclusion? The conclusion is that it is possible to wake up at 3-4 a.m. and still be happy, still have good quality sleep, still have time to do everything that you love to do, and not sacrificing anything in your life. So that is possible, and I've shown you this in this video. So this brings me end to my video on my challenge of waking up at 3-4-5 a.m. every single day for 6 months. And if you enjoyed this video, and also please do subscribe, of course. And also I wanted to say that I want to find out, what time do you wake up? Do you wake up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 2 a.m., 5 a.m.? Whatever time you wake up, please comment down below and I will definitely reply to it, whatever it is, because I'm really curious to see what time people wake up, different parts of the world as well. And of course, if you want to check out my free PDF where I show you guys all the tips and tricks that I've used to make sure that I got that first class honors in my law degree LLB in the UK, then please check the link in the description box below. And also be my friend outside YouTube by following me on Instagram at Fazana's Law, because I post that weekly basis on everything about my life. So for example, fitness, food, travel, of course productivity tips and self-growth, IGTV, whatever you might find there, it's there. And yeah, and if you're still watching me, then congratulations, you're very serious about getting that first class, but also becoming that best version of yourself as much as possible. And I feel like that you're in the right place for change yourself for the better and develop yourself for better. And please do subscribe for weekly videos every single Wednesday at 3 p.m. from me. I'll see you in the comment section below.